Hello viewers, Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to my channel Learn English with Hamid. I'm going to teach you 5 more uses of comma. So today we do part 2 in this series. I hope you have watched part 1. If you haven't watched part 1, watch that. So we study 5 more comma usage. So before we do that, let's read a sample paragraph. Last weekend, I had a great time with my family. My mother, a talented cook, prepared a delicious meal for us. So you see the part where commas are used are in red. So we have comma after last weekend. We have a comma after my mother. She cooked a variety of dishes, including my favorite spaghetti with meatballs. So commas are used in the entire paragraph. Pause the video, read it, yes. Or should I read it? Yes, let me read a few sentences. We enjoyed our dinner together, but we all had different plans for the rest of the evening. Yes, the sky is thundering. Yes, bad weather. So, yes, I hope you read the paragraph. And now let's discuss the different uses of comma. So we'll discuss 5 uses, 5 comma usage, and with 5 example sentences. So the first rule is we use commas to introduce appositives. What are appositives? Well, so a positive basically is information which is given about the subject, for example, or maybe about any part of a sentence. So an example sentence is my best friend, a talented musician. So you see a talented musician is the positive and commas are used to signal that. Is coming to visit me next week. Another example sentence is the Statue of Liberty, and the positive part is a symbol of freedom and democracy. A positive stands tall in New York Harbor. The third example sentence is Shakespeare's most favorite play, and then commas, Hamlet tells the story of a Danish prince seeking revenge. So positive and commas are used to signal the appositives. The positive here. My favorite dessert, then comma, apple pie with vanilla ice cream. It always makes me feel warm and cozy. So you see, commas are used. And the last sentence, the painting, a masterpiece by Picasso. So a masterpiece by Picasso is the appositive and commas are used to signal that. So the painting, a masterpiece by Picasso, sold for millions of dollars at the auction. So the first rule is we use a comma to signal appositives, and appositives are non-essential information, but information after all, and we use comma to signal that. The second rule is we use a comma to separate contrasting information. So contrasting information is information that kind of goes against each other. One thing is the opposite of another. So contrasting elements are things that are different or opposite in nature. For example, she enjoys reading, not watching TV. So comma is used here in this sentence. A comma is used, not watching TV. Reading and watching TV are contrasted with each other, and commas help us to separate them. So, explanation. She is quiet, but she is very determined. So you see here, quiet nature is contrasted with her determined nature. Commas are used here. In the second example sentence. The third example sentence is, the movie was funny, but it was also quite sad. Two contrasting pieces of information put in this sentence, and they're separated by comma. So funny and sad are contrasting elements, and commas help to separate them. The restaurant was busy, but the service was excellent. Comma used here. And the last, he was tired, but he continued to work anyway. So after tired, we have comma. Tired and continued to work are contrasting elements. And comma is used to separate them. That's the second rule. Third rule is we use a comma to separate two independent clauses when they're joined by a transitional phrase. What is a transitional phrase? Well, a transitional phrase is a word or group of words that connects one idea to another, indicating a relationship or transition between them. For example, she wanted to go to a theater, however, she had to work. So after however, this is a transitional phrase and we have a comma after it. Another example sentence is the next sentence is the team had a rough start, comma, nevertheless they managed to make it to the final. So you see here in this sentence the transitional phrase is nevertheless, and comma, a comma is used to signal that. In the third example sentence, she worked hard to prepare for the exam, and after exam we have a comma, and then therefore, so after therefore we have a comma. So therefore is a transitional phrase and comma is used after that. Therefore she was confident that she would do well. The fourth example sentence, he was a talented musician, comma, in addition. So after in addition we have comma, and in addition is a contrasting phrase, a transitional phrase, and comma is used after that. In addition, he was also an accomplished writer, a great writer, like an expert writer. And the last example sentences, we had planned to go hiking, nevertheless the rainy weather forced us to change our plans. So we have a comma after nonetheless. So nonetheless is a transitional phrase. So let me recap. We use comma to separate two independent clauses when they are joined by a transitional phrase, and these transitional phrases are however, nonetheless, therefore, in addition. Moving on, the fourth rule, we use a comma to separate adverbs that modify the same verb, and these adverbs if they are more than one, of course. So the example sentences are, she walked quickly, confidently and purposefully towards the podium. So you see, commas are used to separate these adverbs that qualify, that are used for the same verb. One verb, walked, with three adverbs, and these three adverbs are signaled by the usage of comma. Another example sentence is, he spoke passionately, comma, convincingly, comma, and eloquently during his speech. So you see, we have three adverbs and they are signaled by two commas. The third sentence is, the team worked tirelessly, collaboratively and efficiently to meet the deadline. So commas are used here to separate adverbs that modify the same verb. The fourth example sentence is, the musician played skillfully, melodically and expressively on the piano. Three adverbs used and commas are used. The last sentence is, the chef cooked creatively, innovatively and thoughtfully to impress her guests. Three adverbs used for the same verb, which is cook, and commas are used to signal that. So that was the fourth rule. And the last rule is, we use a comma before these following connecting words. These connecting words are and, but, or, nor, for, yet, and so. And short, they are called fanboys as well. So these conjunctions, we use a comma with these conjunctions. Example sentences are, she loved to read books and he loves to watch movies. So you see, comma is used between these two clauses and between these connecting words. They had a long day at work, comma, but they still went out for dinner. And read the other three sentences. So we use a comma before the following, before these connecting words. And before we end our video, let's have a quick recap. The first rule is, we use commas to introduce appositives, which are non-essential information about the subject maybe. We use commas to signal contrasting information. We use comma to separate two independent clauses when they are joined by some transitional phrase. The fourth rule is we use a comma to separate adverbs that qualify the same verb. And the last rule is we use commas before the following connecting words, before the following conjunctions. And that's it for today. I hope you like this video. Give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and come back for more great lessons. See you.